A big theme of this year's survey results seem to be the pivot that companies are making to moving foreign talent to countries outside of the US for
Yep.
various reasons.
Yep.
I think at the start you mentioned it's been a while since the US immigration system has seen any substantial change. And, just going, we could go right now to the New York Times or Washington Post website and find a story about immigration legislation not moving anywhere,
Yep.
particularly in the last Congress. We look at this Congress, just looking at who controls which branch of the government, immigration legislation likely not on the table. So that's one reason. But can you unpack some of the findings around
Sure.
how and why companies seem to be pivoting for recruiting and hiring foreign talent elsewhere?
Yeah. And you're exactly right that more and more employers are looking at more and more jurisdictions. Let me give you a couple statistics that prove the point, and then tell you, I think, the two leading reasons. 81% of companies that we surveyed transferred folks overseas because of visa issues. 86% of companies hired folks overseas that were originally intended to be placed in the United States because of visa issues. 82% of employers had to move someone overseas because of visa issues. And 85% of companies expect to leverage remote work policies because of visa issues in the United States. Well, why is that? And there's two reasons come through loud and clear. And the really frustrating thing, frankly, is that these are not two new things. People have been talking about it forever, and nothing has really happened about either.
Mm-hmm.
One is a real imbalance between supply and demand. We have a 1.9% STEM unemployment rate. Even with all these tech, reductions going on, it's still south of 2%. Economists consider full employment somewhere between 3 and 4. There is this wild shortage of STEM talent in the United States. 80% of all grad students getting CS degrees in the United States, foreign born. And notwithstanding that, there is a finite number of green cards. There's a finite number of H-1Bs. There's a finite number of H-2Bs. There's a finite number of EB-3s. And as a result, there's just not enough to go around. And these numbers, as the world is digitized and the need for tech talent and STEM talent has become more profound, and by the way, as our country has aged, and by the way, as it becomes clear that U.S. college students, U.S.-born college students don't want to study STEM, that we don't have enough. Notwithstanding that, the numbers haven't budged at all. Yeah. And the challenge is that these fundamental changes, like, for instance, increasing the number of visas available under the H-1B lottery, presently at 85,000, that cannot be done through executive action. That takes congressional action, which, makes it like a triple Lindy, right? It's just not gonna happen
Right.
Anytime soon. So one is this profound imbalance. There's just not enough supply. Number two was the difficulties in the process, that it takes too long, that it is not digitized, that it is too uncertain, that the hoops are too narrow and high up. We had a question. We said, okay, compare you, and these are very experienced global mobility folks we're asking, Eric. So compare U.S. policy to those of others. 87% said Canada was more favorable. 83% said the UK is more favorable. I got to look down. 78% said Ireland's more favorable. 79% said Singapore. They're saying it's much easier, and there's not a reduced supply. So it's those two things.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Immigration and Mobility Decoded. If you watched this video on YouTube and you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the Envoy Global YouTube channel for more content like this. Otherwise, please follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, everyone.